4 months after NATO began bombing targets in Libya, the Western alliance is showing strains while Muammar Gaddafi remains in power. Britain's defense minister said today some NATO members are not pulling their weight and admitted he cannot predict how long the operation will last. Adding to the uncertainty, Libyan rebels trying to topple Gaddafi had a setback today in the western mountains. Mark Phillips is with them.
The battle on Libya's western front has been raging back and forth since the middle of last week. The rebels, always with fewer and smaller guns than the Gaddafi loyalist forces, have been using their usual tactics, making up in enthusiasm what they lack in firepower. The rebel gains made a week ago in this fight over the town of Qawalish were lost in the Gaddafi counterattack today. Further along the shifting front line, the rebels held their position along a ridge. They were under fire themselves and said they'd been planning another attack of their own before today's setback. These advances are really nibbles out of Gaddafi's side rather than a threat to his Tripoli fortress. But having come this far, the rebels really have no choice but to keep going.
We cannot go back.
There's no turning back. You can't go back because
Look, we fight or we die. There is no another solution. Gaddafi didn't give us any other solution.
Sofian is a lawyer who had never picked up a gun in his life before now. In the machine shop, the teachers, shopkeepers, and students who make up the rebel force try to repair weapons captured from the Libyan army. The few tanks they've captured are more morale boosters than useful weapons because they don't have trained crews to use them. They go into the field with an assortment of old Kalashnikov automatic weapons, rocket-propelled grenades, and whatever makeshift rocket launchers they've managed to cobble together. And they complain they are unable to import what they need across the border from Tunisia. Do you have enough weapons yet? Do you have the right kind of weapon?
To compare it with the Gaddafi's group, we don't have.
You don't have enough?
We don't have enough.
The rebels' problem is coordination between their own positions, they didn't know the Gaddafi forces were coming, and with NATO, whose jets weren't heard overhead for 2 hours after the retreat. But they were heading to the front line tonight anyway, to try to stop the Gaddafi offensive. Surrender is not an option. Mark Phillips, CBS News, near Qawalish, Libya.